Welcome back to Stress Reduction. Again, Mindful Serenity, I'm Nancy. And we're just going to continue with the sequence that goes beyond the easy pose bend that we've done in the previous sequence. So we're going to start with exercises, of course, or postures or poses or asanas that help to reduce stress, that open up the parasympathetic system, allowing for better exhalation, allowing for release of muscle tension. So we're going to start with our most common pose, which is the mountain pose. So in mountain pose, I want you to be mindful, any pose that you're standing in, upright, I want you to be mindful of those 3 points at the bottom of your foot. There's a ball here under the big toe, that's 1 point. A ball here under the baby toe, that's 1 point. And a point right in the middle of your heel. It's going to form a triangle. We're going to imagine that those triangles, all 3 points of those triangles as one unit, are grounding down into the earth, like the earth is just rooting and pulling it down. Okay, so we've got that grounding. We're going to keep our feet, some poses we come together, but for us, we're going to keep our feet just a little less than pelvic distance apart. Heels are always parallel when we're standing. So we're grounding down here. One thing you can do to help you realize your grounding is to lift your toes and spread them out. This is what we call Padabandha, a seal that will allow us to keep energy in the body. So we're lifting up those toes, spreading them out, grounding those 3 points into the mat. As we do so, I want you to be mindful of your body alignment. We're going to start with the nice engagement of the calves and the shins. Knees, we are going to keep slightly bent for our poses to avoid any hyperextension or locking of the knees. And we're going to feel the quads engaging, the hamstrings engaging back here, our gluteal muscles in the back, muscles on the side of the hip here, pelvic muscles engaged. We have our nice long spine, so shoulders are down away from the ears and back. Feel the shoulder blades coming together in the back. Arms are loose by our sides for now. Hands just coming down in anatomical positioning. Holding it here. Chest is open. We want to imagine that we have a nice long cord pulling our head up towards the ceiling, the crown of the head. But when it pulls the head up, that doesn't mean the chin comes up. We're keeping the chin tucked in just slightly here to allow for a nice neutral neck. And up we go. So the neck and the back is long. Chin is relaxed and in. Our gaze can be soft. We can be looking down and forward without straining to see or straining to shut out things from our visual center. We're just holding it here. Breathing in again. Feeling the core muscles here. On the breath in, the belly expands. On the breath out, we feel a nice little softening or contraction of that muscle, like the belly button's coming towards the lower back. Keep it relaxed. Hold it here for another breath. Great. Now we're going to drop our toes, okay? And when we drop our toes, relaxing that. Still feeling the grounding of the 3 points into the earth at all times. Knees stay slightly bent. We have that engagement of all muscles of the body. And we're going to come forward into Uttasana. Uttasana or forward folds are great for reducing stress because every time we come forward, we're allowing the exhalation to come out easier from the body, okay? So what we're going to do is take a nice breath in, hands above the head. And we're going to come forward, airplaning it out on the exhale, reaching those hands back. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our index finger. One index finger is going to be in the front, one's going to be behind it, and we're going to hold it up here, stretching those fingers up towards the ceiling. When we do this, we're releasing tension from the shoulders. Now, in true Uttasana, what you do is you use the quadriceps here to pull up the knees so the knees stay nice and tight. We are still keeping a bend in there, a micro bend to avoid hyperextension of the knee, but we're still using the quadriceps to pull up. So you will feel some engagement back here as well, but we don't want to feel too much tightness. So we're holding it here. This is great for releasing tension in the hamstrings back here as well. So we're going to breathe in for 5 breaths here. We'll say 3 now because I've been talking. And the belly expand on the inhale. And on the exhale. Very good. Very slowly breathing in. Releasing the arms. On the exhale, coming all the way up. One vertebrae at a time when we come up. Just like we're unfolding that spine. Holding it up, bringing the shoulders back, down away from the ears. Very good. We're going to do that again. But when we come forward the next time, see we had this finger on the inside, we're just going to switch that. So that we're just playing around with the muscles of the hands a little bit. So we're going to take a nice breath in. Airplane it forward, exhale. All the way down as far as you can. Now if you're finding it too hard to come down, you can bend your knees as much as you need to get into that bend, okay? Do not want to strain the lower back. We do not want too much strain back here as well. So I had my fingers like this the last time, so now I'm going to change them. I think I am anyway. Let's confuse myself. There. Okay. Hold it here. 4 more breaths. Belly expands on the inhale. On the exhale, we contract. 3 more. If you want to count out to yourself your exhales, that will help you keep centered in your breath. And I'm going to slowly bring it up, releasing those arms, shaking it out. Very good. Very good. All the way up, 1 vertebrae at a time, bringing it up. Very good. Now we're going to come, well, you're going to stay where you are, but we're just going to move our feet out till we get into 2 poses that will involve a wide leg stance, which are very, very good for stress reduction. And I'm going to get you to have your blocks handy. We're going to need those. Actually, I'll bring one over here. So what we're going to do is standing in this position, shoulder width apart, we're going to first of all bring our heels out, then our toes out, then our heels out, then our toes out, then our heels out, and our toes out, heels out, and toes out. Now if you want a better stretch, you go further, but if you're okay there, leave it there. Now I have both feet right now pointing in the same direction. I'm going to take this foot and bring it in just at a 30-degree angle, and this foot I'm going to take out to a 90-degree angle. I'm going to keep a micro bend in my knee. I'm going to bring my arms up like I'm getting into a warrior pose. And when I do this, I feel like someone's pulling my fingers on this end, someone's pulling my fingers on this end, shoulder blades coming together in the back, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Mindful to keep that chin in slightly, extend the neck, cord on top of the head pulling you in. Breath in and exhale. We're going to get tall again on the in-breath. And on the exhale, keeping the pelvis forward, we're just going to come down with the arm towards the block. Other hand gets extended into the air, keeping my palms open, reaching up to the sky, keeping a micro bend in this knee. I do not want to lock this knee, but holding it up, stretching all those muscles that got tight on us with stress. Breathing in and out. So we'll probably have 4 more breaths. Be mindful of your exhalation. Looking up if you can. If you have any issues with your neck or shoulders, you don't have to look up. 2 more. And exhale up. Shake that out. Very good. Now we're going to get into our next pose before we finish on the other side with this pose. So I'm going to bring this foot to a 90. I'm going to bring that heel into a 90. I'm going to take another block or 2, depending on what you need, in front of me, okay? So I'm going to do, first of all, I want to make sure that I'm in good position and I've got my shoulder blades together in the back. I'm engaging. I've got my 3 points here, my cord up here. I'm just going to take a nice breath in and get tall. Keep that chin in. On the exhale, I'm bending here at these joints here, keeping the knees slightly bent. I'm coming all the way down to the blocks. I'm going to do what's called gorilla pose here. So I'm using my fists rather than here so that I avoid too much wrist flexion and damage to those wrists. So what I'm doing is I'm holding it here, and I'm going to look up at you like I'm a silverback gorilla staring you down, okay? Have a slight micro bend in each knee, grounding at those points, looking up, flat back as possible, breathing in and out here for 2 breaths. Get long on the next in-breath. Bring my hands down on the exhale, keeping them shoulder distance apart. I'm going to work them down to the feet. I want my fingers and my toes to be pointing in the same direction. I'm just going to bring them down, and whenever I come down on this, I'm using this as a grounding point rather than the wrist. So then I'm putting my right weight here. Shoulder width apart, thumbs are pointing towards each other, and I'm just going to bend my elbows until my head hits the blocks. I can have my block. Breathing in and out for 5 breaths. Keeping these knees in a micro bend if necessary. Elbows are bent. You can bring the blocks down lower if you want more of a challenge. We're not stressing or straining too much with these poses. So again, complete your breaths. Probably have 3 more breaths left, in and out, focusing mostly on the inhalation, on the exhalation. Ready, we're slowly going to bring it back up, coming back up into gorilla pose, stretching out the back, flat back, looking up, holding it here for a breath, and then just going to bring the heels in a little bit, coming up, straight up and out. We're going to bring this heel out, making sure again that the heels are parallel to one another. Have one block behind us on this side, and we'll do an extended triangle on this side as well. So we'll bring this foot into a 30-degree angle, this foot into a 90, keeping the pelvis pointing forward. Arms are up, shoulder blades are down in the back, and together we have our shoulders down away from the ears. Someone's pulling either side, head is nice and long, chin is tucked in slightly. Grounding down with this foot, feeling those 3 points into the earth. Deep breath in, extend. On the out breath, we're going to keep that knee in a little micro bend, coming forward onto the block, extending the arm upward. If you want to look up, that's great. If that's too much of a strain, look forward or down. Hold it here, 5 breaths. Really stretching, releasing tension. Nice and tall. And bringing it up slowly. Release the arms out, snaking out that tension, bringing the feet forward. Bring the heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in. And turn to the side, or at least I am. I don't know what position you're in. And I'm going to get down on the mat. I'm going to get right into a nice child's pose. It's going to be a modified child's pose. I'm going to use a block to ground in so I can put my sits bones on it. I'm going to bring my feet together on either side. I'm going to have a nice wide stance here. I'm going to place a bolster, it can be a pillow or folded blankets, underneath me so that I can sit on that, as well as keep the knee from, prevent the knee from bending too deeply into that bend. If you need something underneath your ankles, some people have a difficult time with that flexion of that foot, so you can have something underneath here to support the ankle as well, if need be. Again, pushing the block in, sitting on the block. Knees are nice and out with our, there we go. And all we're going to do here is we can get nice and long on the in-breath, feeling the head coming up, chin is in slightly. On the out-breath, keeping the sits bones down onto the block. We're going to come forward, stretching out those arms, head down onto the floor. Hold it here, breathing in and out. 5 beautiful breaths. slowly coming back up onto the blocks. Seated here, nice and tall. So, when we're going to come out of child's pose, so we're going to sit in the position that we're in. We're going to have our legs, like I said, spread apart. We're going to have our back nice and erect. We're going to have not too much of an arch back here, but we're not collapsing in the front here. We have our shoulders down away from the ears, shoulder blades to back, together. Nice long spine and neck, chin tucked in slightly. From here, we're going to just use our arms to release more tension from the shoulders. We're going to extend our arms out to either side, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to bring them together, one arm over the other. So right now I have my right hand over my left, and I'm just going to bend the elbow here, bring the other hand up, flip the palm around, and touch here. Okay, that's what we call eagle arms, and we're going to hold it here, focusing. You can almost, if you want to think of your third eye. We're just going to come here with our hands like this, focusing forward. We're going to breathe in and out here in this direction for 5 breaths. Really focusing on relaxing and exhaling on the exhale. And then we'll release that. You might want to snake out those arms a bit. Bringing the arms up, opening up that chest again. Nice long neck, keeping the chin in slightly. Breathing in and bringing the opposite arm. So now my left arm is over my right arm. I'm bending here, bringing this arm up, flipping this palm around and holding it here. So now I'm in another form of eagle, different direction. Breathing in and out of here, 5 breaths. And releasing. When you're ready, just snake out those arms. On the inhale, we bring the shoulders up, exhaling away from the ears. Again. It's a wonderful way to release tension. Giving yourself a nice little shoulder massage. And then we're going to go the opposite direction. Forward. Breath in, hands above the head. We're going to drop one arm down to the side, extend up on the inhale. Just on the exhale, bring it forward again, opening up all those oblique muscles. So we have better chest expansion, better exhalation, more parasympathetic response. That means less stress, more relaxation. Hold it here. Lengthen up. Breath in, hand above the head. Dropping one arm down. Lengthen up on the inhale. On the exhale, stretching it to the side. Nice, easy stretch here. Breathing in and out, 5 breaths. Extend your arm out. Can here, or you can keep it close to you. back. Good job. So we're just going to bring those knees together. We're going to get up into a nice cat-cow series. So when we're in cat-cow, we're in tabletop. We have our legs hip distance apart. Knee stays right aligned with the heel. Back to the feet are on the mat. Our arms are shoulder width apart, or less than shoulder width apart if we need to. Thumbs are pointing towards each other. We're using this knuckle rather than the wrist for grounding. We want to make sure that our shoulder stays above our elbow stays above the wrist. Holding it here. We're just going to kind of ease some of that tension in the hips by rolling nice, slow little movements in one direction. And then we'll go in the other direction. Holding it here, we're going to breathe in. And when we breathe in, the belly drops, the head comes up into cow. We have a sagging of the back. And on the exhale, the chin comes in, the belly arches up into cat. So breathing out, we go down into cow. Breathing out, we come into cat. Excuse me, I goofed up there, my bad. Breathing in, we go into cow. And breathing out, we go into cat. Let's do 2 more of those. And exhale. Again. And exhale. That is great for stress. So coming out of that pose, we're going to sit down. Roxy's going to come and do some stress reduction with us. Hey, Rox? Nothing like a good kiss and a good dog tail wag to relax your stress. So I'm going to take my cushion again, and I'm going to place it on my mat. And we're just going to do a seated posture. We're going to go from what's called Asanas, or staff pose, to a Aarasana, which would be a forward bend with one leg and butterfly. So it's great for opening up hip flexors and opening up, releasing tension in the hip extensors, allow for better relaxation. So I'm going to first of all sit in Asanas, or staff pose. So I'm up here again. I still want that forward tilt of the pelvis. That will help release back tension. Keeping my feet flexed so that I'm really feeling it in my hamstrings and my calves. Nice relaxed pose, breathing in and out here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my block for grounding, because I don't want to strain here. This is all about reducing stress, not challenging the body. So I'm just going to bring my foot up to this area in between my knee and my thigh. I have a big foot, so I cover a lot of that. And I'm going to rest my knee. I don't want too much of a bend here if I can help it, but I just want to rest the knee so it's nice and comfortable. So I have one half of my body in a butterfly or cobbler's pose position. The other leg is extended. I want it nice and long. Take a nice breath, hands above the head. And then I'm going to come forward to my toes on the exhale. Okay, I'm bringing belly down towards the thigh, head towards the knee, hands towards the feet. Go as far as you can go comfortably. If it's only to here with your hands, great. Don't strain or push this. This is about relaxation. So I'm keeping the feet flexed at the same time. And I'm going to hold it here for 5 breaths. Again, feeling the belly expand on the in-breath. And come down on the exhale. Again. vinyasa again, counter that pose. So again, both feet are together, toes up towards the ceiling, a nice round back. Bring the arms behind, hold it here. Very, very good. Now we're going to take our block on the other side, and we're going to bring our foot up again between the knee and the groin, resting the knee comfortably on the block, keeping our sits bones on our cushion or whatever we're using to sit up with. Taking a nice breath in, hands above the head. On the exhale, coming forward, belly towards the thigh, knee towards the head, or head towards the knee, sorry, hands towards the feet. Hold it here, 5 breaths. Gradually bring it back up, back into the Asana. Behind, just hold it here. Now we come right down onto the mat. We're just going to push the cushion away. We come down onto our backs. We're going to stretch it out to start with. So we're laying down flat, hands above the head. And we're going to bring one knee in and then the other knee in. Now when I'm lying down on the back, I want to make sure that my head is long so the chin comes in slightly. Neck is long. Bring the knees in. Hold it here. This is great back release stretch. Anytime you feel tension in your lower back, this is a great stretch to get into. And remember to focus on that exhale. Counting it out if you have to. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to push up, take our feet. Now, just going to bring the feet out. So we're getting into what's known as plow pose. So we're going to support our lower back. And we're just going to bring the feet out until the toes are above the head. This is a great pose for releasing stress. Also great for digestion when we've been so stressed we haven't had the proper digestive functioning. So we're going to hold it here for, I would say, another 5 breaths, okay? Keeping the chin tucked in slightly, we don't extend the neck. So the neck is long and the chin is in. Bend those knees. Now, we're really careful coming out of this pose. We keep the chin in. Just going to bring the knees in towards the chest. Lower down slowly. Rocking up. Holding here. Let's get that head nice and long, chin in. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. We're going to have about a pelvic distance between the knees and the feet. Feet are firmly planted. We're going to extend our arms down. We're going to try to reach the back of our heels against the tips of our fingers. Taking a nice breath in, we're going to feel, and again, we'll make sure our neck is positioned. So we have a long neck, chin is in. So we're going to make sure that when we take a breath in, belly expands. Now on the exhale, we're going to lift up into bridge, okay? And we're going to hold it here. We're just doing the opposite of what we would have done with the iliopsoas if we were in stress. We're just kind of countering that pose. So we're holding it here 5 breaths. Really feeling this in the quads and in the core. One more. On the exhale, lowering it down. We're going to bring those knees into the chest again. Just hold it here. Extend one leg out, then the other leg out. Going to have our feet more than a hip width apart. Hands are extended more than the feet are wide. You can have palms facing down or up, whatever's comfortable for you. Again, checking in with that neck position, shoulder blades firmly planted on the floor. And all we're going to do here is close our eyes, become aware of what we're hearing around us without seeing it as an interruption. And noticing how our body feels on the mat, feeling the mat supporting us. Looking for any remaining tension in any part of the body. Not judging it or resisting it, just noticing. Scanning from the tips of your toes to the tops of your head for any sensation that you may be feeling in the body. As you continue to breathe in with belly expanding, breathe out with belly contracting. You're going to go to your toes and your feet, and you're going to just allow those muscles to release and relax. The shins and the calves, the knees, the thighs, front and back, and the groins. Just encourage the muscles of the legs to relax and release. Pelvis, buttocks, lower back and belly. Relax and release. The upper back, the chest, the shoulders, relaxing and releasing. Upper arms, the lower arms, the palms of the hands, the back of the hands, fingers and thumbs, releasing and relaxing. Feel that relaxation traveling back up the hands, arms, into the shoulders, into the throat and the neck, releasing and relaxing. Feel the back of the head against the mat, releasing. The crown of the head, the brow, relaxing. Feel relaxation around your eye sockets, your lids, cheeks. And then feel it in your jaw. Allow your mouth to fall slightly open as the jaw relaxes and lets go of any remaining tension in your entire body. Just allow yourself to sink into the mat, being supported, safe, secure. Know where you have to go and nothing you have to do. Just continue focusing on breath in and especially your exhalations. And I will bring you back when it's time. Get you to wiggle your toes and your fingers and your shoulders. You're going to bring your feet up slowly, keeping your eyes closed to a bent knee position. Slowly lift your bottom up to the side of the mat so you can roll over onto your side. Keeping your eyes closed, we'll just focus on how good it is to relax right here and now, breathing in and out. And slowly, you bring yourself back up to a seated position. Take a nice breath in, hands above the head. Bring it down into prayer. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helped you to relax and helped you to learn to take some of these tips with you into your everyday life so that whenever you're feeling stressed, all it will take is a nice focus on your breath and maybe a quick asana or two to bring you back into your body, breath, and present moment where you'll definitely feel more relaxed. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.